Hi guys, Samantha from Jessama Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you how to create a aged paper pendant. So I've got some Primo clay here, and this is equal parts white, equal parts ecru Primo polymer clay, just because the ecru was a little dark for my liking. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to quickly give it a burnish just to smooth out any sections. Like so. Okay, and I'm going to probably work with it on the piece of paper so that the back can have a nice clean finish to it, because if I put it on the tile it's going to get shiny spots and it's not going to look nice and even. So I'm just busy cutting away some excess clay. Okay, and now I'm going to be using a silk screen today. I'm going to be using this one, which is my number 4 donut silk screen, and we're going to be using the bottle one over here. Keep in mind that the techniques shown today do not require you to use this specific silk screen. It's just that's what I'm going for today. So we're going to start off with some pastels. I've got a few soft pastels here, and let's see. I'm going to want a little bit of that green, a little bit of this darker ecru colour. Let's see, and maybe some of this brown. I think that will work. Let's see. Don't want any others. Maybe this brown. Okay. And again, keep in mind you can use whatever colours you want. Now I'm going to start with my base, which will be this dark ecru. Okay, and notice I'm avoiding the middle there. Now I'm just going to pop in some light accents of green. I don't want a huge amount. Same goes for the brown. Pop some light accents of that around. Don't want too much of that. And I'm actually going to grab a lighter ecru and I'm going to pop that into the middle. Okay. Then I'm going to use my finger to swirl it around. Like so. Okay, then just go and make sure that it's nicely smoothed down so you don't have any excess pastel on there. And it also just blends it as well. Okay, and then I might just bring over a little bit of white, just because it's a little dark for my liking. Just smooth that over a bit. And that will also help blend the colours a bit. Okay, and I'll just clean off my finger, like so. Pack your pastels away. Okay, and I'm just going to bring it over the silk screen. Place this down in the middle, just about. There we go. And then gently smooth it on top. Making sure that it's properly stuck down so that I don't get any bleeding through the silk screen. Okay. Then I'm going to be using some black acrylic paint. Pop that over the surface. Swipe that over the surface. That up like so. Okay, then once the paint is dry, I'm just going to take my wet wipe and very gently I'm going to go over the surface. I don't want to be rubbing off the paint, I just want to be getting some excess pastel off. So just go gently with this. And now I know I've shown using isopropyl alcohol to get rid of stuff like this, but it will remove the paint, so don't use that in this instance. Okay. Okay, and that will have gotten rid of any excess pastel. Then I'm going to bring over my cutter, and you want to line that up with the outline, like so. Then press down. And now we're not done with this, but I do need to bake it before I can move on to the next step, just in case you're wondering. Okay, and now it is going to stick in the cutter a little bit because we have it on a piece of paper. It's not a problem though. Just lift up the excess and you can see that that came up as well. But there we go. Just quickly going to pop my blade around the edge just to smooth off any fuzzy bits. But I mainly want to leave it on the piece of paper so that we can have a nice clean backing. I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to go around the edge. Just see if I can wipe away some more of that pastel around the edge. Like so. So now I'm going to pop that into the oven for a full hour at Primo's recommended temperature, and then when it is done we're going to be applying some alcohol ink effects and make it look quite nice. Okay, and here it is out of the oven. So we do need to sand the sides, but we can do that after we have applied alcohol ink to it. So I've got 3 different colours here, so let me just turn those so you can see them. There we go. And the brand that I'm using is Little Tipsy, but any alcohol ink markers should work. So I'm going to start with the darkest one first. And what I want to do is I want to go along the edge, like so, and just mark it. Now you don't have to use alcohol ink for this, you can also use acrylic paint on a sponge and just tap the sponge along the edge. But I want to use the alcohol ink today so that it gets kind of like a watermarked effect. So I'll just continue doing that down the side, like so. Okay, there we go. And I also did it around the middle. Now I'm going to use a craft knife to just quickly trim away any excess along the edges. You can of course sand, but I just find that it's quicker to use a craft knife because you're just trimming away the edge, but it's completely up to you if you want to use sandpaper or not. So I'll just do that for the edge, and I'm also going to do that for the inside area as well. There we go. Then I'm just going to take the alcohol ink pen and I'm just going to go around the edge and I'm going to just colour it. Like so. And this is the same colour that I used to kind of create the border, so it should match. And just continue doing that the whole way around. There we go, and that will give a more finished look. Now bear in mind that everything we've done so far with the alcohol ink you can replace with paint. The next step, however, you cannot. So I'm going to be using my 2 alcohol ink colours. And I'm going to be using kind of a brown and then also kind of a green colour. The green colour I'm going to go in and I'm going to dab it over this kind of message effect here, or message shape I guess. Like so. I'm just going to do some dots just to get it to have kind of a watermarked effect. Like so. Okay. Then I'm going to colour with this brown around the ring on the bottle and of course the cork as well. Okay, and I'm just seeing if there's any other areas that I would like to colour. And I think I might actually get a blue pen and see if I can colour the water a little too. Okay, and I've got this very light blue here. And I'm just gonna colour this ocean part here. And that's not supposed to look exactly blue because we are on an aged piece of paper, or that's what we're trying to imitate. I just want it to have a little bit more distinction than before. Okay. So it'll come out kind of looking a bit green. Okay, like so. Actually, I need to colour this section as well because this is water as well. Okay, there we go, that's how it looks so far. Now also I want to add some colour to the clouds. So what I'm going to do is I don't have any grey, so I'm just taking some of the black pen, and then I've got a clear pen here which I'm going to use to pick up some of that, and then use that to colour the clouds a bit. Okay, and there we go, that looks quite nice. So now the last step is going to be to just quickly colour the back with the same colour alcohol ink that we used for the sides. So then we'll let that dry, and then we can move on to sealing it. Okay, and just to make it interesting, once you're done colouring the back, just go in and dot the surface to get these alcohol ink blooms along the back. Like so. Okay, then I'm just going to grab some Renaissance wax. Just going to grab that and rub that over the surface. You can also use matte sealing, a matte varnish of some kind. If you wanted to have a gloss finish on this, you could most certainly use a gloss varnish, but I want to keep the matte finish. Just running that Renaissance wax over the surface. Okay, don't forget the sides and the back as well. And there we go, that's how it should look. So now of course you do not have to use the same colour alcohol inks as me, you don't have to use the same background, you don't even have to use the same silk screen. You can just use the techniques shown in the video. If you want to copy the project exactly, of course feel free to do that, that is completely up to you. But feel free to play around and have fun and do whatever you want. Now of course if you wanted to do a matching set, you could use the other silk screens in the other patterns in the silk screen that I showed earlier. Today we did the message in a bottle one, but there's also a kraken with a ship, and then there's also a sunken shipwreck as well. They'd all look quite nice in this style, so you could make a jewellery collection with those. So if you enjoyed the tutorial, please let me know in the comments below, and if you have ideas for future silk screens, please let me know in the comments below as well, as we do design all of these so we can draw just about anything. So let me know in the comments below if you have ideas, and as always I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.